Here they come in the second heat of the Hambletonian. They're off and trotting. Noble Rogue is out fast. Surefire Hanover, Glasgow on the outside, and Yankee Bambino down along the rail. Noble Rogue going for that lead once again. Surefire Hanover right there second. Glasgow trotting fast in third on the outside. Yankee Bambino is fourth, and Noble Trist fifth. It's Noble Rogue with the lead. On the outside, Glasgow. Down along the inside, Surefire Hanover, and Yankee Bambino is fourth. Glasgow races up to challenge Noble Rogue for the lead. Surefire Hanover third. Ronnie Dancer looks back for Bonefish as they move around the turn, the quarter in 28 3. Bonefish not there, and Ronnie moves out with Surefire Hanover to challenge Glasgow for the lead. It is Glasgow on the inside, Surefire Hanover powering up on the outside. Surefire Hanover goes to the front, Glasgow second. Noble Trist moves up boldly to be third, and Noble Rogue fourth. Yankee Bambino fifth on the inside, Spearman sixth, Meadow Bright seventh, Exclusive Way trotting eighth, and Bonefish is ninth. Song Glory 10th, Ways to Win 11th, Jubilee Triton is 12th, and Fashion Blaze off stride in 13th, and they get to the half in 57 2/5 seconds with Noble Trist in command. It's Noble Trist, and despite that torrid half, here comes Yankee Bambino up on the outside. It's Noble Trist with the lead. Surefire Hanover moves out once again, used again as he moves to the front, and on the outside, Yankee Bambino coming at him. It's Noble Trist down along the inside. Surefire Hanover between horses, Yankee Bambino on the outside. Those three trotting fast around that far turn. Down along the inside, Noble Trist. Surefire Hanover right there, Yankee Bambino on the outside, 3/4 in 1:28, and Yankee Bambino is coming on. Bonefish now moving up from far back as they turn into the stretch. On the outside, Yankee Bambino, Surefire Hanover right with him. Down along the inside, Noble Trist. Noble Rogue is coming on, and Bonefish on the extreme outside. Noble Rogue takes the lead. Bonefish on the extreme outside is coming on, and Meadow Bright. It's Noble Rogue, Bonefish, and Meadow Bright as they drive to the wire in the second heat. The mile is 1:59 2/5.
The winner, however, was Noble Rogue, owned by K.D. Owen, a youngster who had been one of the brightest lights among the two-year-olds of 1974 and was only now beginning to race back to that form. 2 heats, 2 winners, and it began to look like a long afternoon of racing at the huge and handsome DuQuoin Fairground. There most assuredly would be a third contest, since a trotter must win a pair of heats to carry off the giant Hambletonian trophy. But would there be a third winner? Indeed there would.
And racing in third is Meadow Bright, and Dancer moves out once again with Bonefish as they get to the half in 1:01. It's Stanley Dancer taking Bonefish to the lead. Spearmint is second. Meadow Bright is out of third and driving now as they go to the far turn, and up on the outside coming on once again, trotting powerfully, Yankee Bambino. 3-4 wide, going down the back stretch as they head to the far turn. Bonefish is the leader. Meadow Bright battling Spearmint, and on the outside, Yankee Bambino coming on. Bonefish has drawn off the lead by 5 open lengths, going to the 3/4 mile mark. It is Bonefish past the 3/4 in 1:31 with a 4-length lead. Yankee Bambino is coming on. Bonefish is the leader. Yankee Bambino and Meadow Bright still holding on as they drive into the stretch. It is Bonefish showing the way. Yankee Bambino. Here comes Song Glory, trotting powerfully on the outside through the lane. Bonefish is the leader. Yankee Bambino and Song Glory. It is Bonefish, Song Glory, Yankee Bambino, and Fashion Blaze in the mile in 2 minutes and 3/5 of a second in the third heat of the Hambletonian.
Bonefish, with a 2-minute and 3 triumph under his harness, heads for victory lane. And the price of trotting just went up. CBS Television, choosing the golden anniversary of the stake to telecast the Hambletonian for the first time, had backed a winner. 3 heats, 3 different winners. And now, a race-off between the trio of victors, with a major portion of harness racing's richest purse ever hanging in the balance. Headed to post were Bonefish, the comeback kid, handled by Stanley Dancer, upset-minded Yankee Bambino and reinsman Walter Ross, and the rapidly improving Noble Rogue with driver Jim Arthur. And it was showdown time. A Hambletonian champion was about to be crowned. To make the event still more dramatic, a world record for 4 heats divided was also on the line, as the 3 trotters reached the half in 1, 2, and 4.
And go to the far turn, and no moves as yet, as Noble Rogue leads the way, and Bonefish trots second behind him. Now a length and a half back. Yankee Bambino another 2 lengths back, and Bonefish is out and driving. Dancer moves out with Bonefish to challenge with more than a quarter of a mile to go. Noble Rogue down along the inside by a neck. Bonefish second on the outside. Yankee Bambino coming on now a length and a half further back. They're moving to the 3/4. Noble Rogue leads the way along the inside by a neck. Bonefish is second, and Yankee Bambino moves to the outside now, and the 3 horses tied in a struggle. 1:34 for 3/4 of a mile. Bonefish, Yankee Bambino on the outside, Noble Rogue down along the inside. Dancer goes to the whip with Bonefish. On the outside, Yankee Bambino is coming on. Yankee Bambino and Bonefish and Noble Rogue down along the inside. It's Yankee Bambino and Bonefish in a driving finish. Bonefish on the inside. Yankee Bambino on the outside driving to the wire. And as they come to the wire, it looks like Bonefish and Yankee Bambino. It looks like a heavy, it's a photo here in the 4th heat. The mile in the 4th heat, 2:02 and 4. New world record for 4 heats. It's a close finish between Bonefish and Yankee Bambino.
It was over. The 50th and richest Hambletonian of them all was history. Bonefish, the colt that was supposed to win it, had come through, had scored a nose triumph over Yankee Bambino in the final dash, had given Stanley Dancer his 3rd Hambletonian victory. And Bonefish had trotted his mile in 2, 2, and 4 to complete the 4 swiftest trotting heats in history. Victory Lane was jammed, as always. Driver Dancer was there. So were co-owners Rachel Dancer and Mac Cuddy. So was Illinois Governor Dan Walker. And so was Fred Van Lennep, the master of Castleton Farm, who had recently paid a flat $1 million for Bonefish. In the eye of the storm of festivities, of course, was the Hambletonian winner himself, Bonefish, the colt who had rallied from a 9th place finish in the 1st heat to capture the most famous trotting race of them all. Ironically, sadly, the Hambletonian was the colt's last victory, the stakes' final dash, his last race. A week later, approaching the starting gate in the matron stake at Wolverine Raceway, Bonefish began to bleed from the nose. He was scratched, and post-race tests indicated that he had ruptured a blood vessel in his throat. He would race no more. But the winner of the Hambletonian's golden anniversary, one of the greatest editions of them all, would continue his contributions to the sport as the sire of future trotting champions.
You can get the mic a little closer to the action. Right there. That sounds good.
Stand by. Quiet on the set.
Lights, please. Camera. Action.
The magic of the movies. Its ability to create excitement and energy. Its capacity to change a hopeless condition into a happy ending. Its power to take the defeated and put them literally in the winner's circle. Wouldn't it be a marvelous thing if every once in a while, life could be like the movies?
Historical background, take 1.
Action.
Speed, stamina, grace. Dancer's crown had it all, flashing his powerful form in race after race. It was not surprising then that the majority of horsemen considered Dancer's crown to be a champion, likely to win his own crown at the most famous of trotting races, the Hambletonian. But tragedy awaited the horse who would be king. Dancer's crown died suddenly, less than 3 weeks before the Hambletonian. Trainer-driver Stanley Dancer had lost a champion colt. possibly his best ever. The passing of the trotter also apparently doomed Dancer's cherished dream of winning the Hambletonian at the Meadowlands in his native state of New Jersey.
Vernon Dancer talks about his brother Stanley. Take one.
Action.
Stanley's the kind of person that when the going gets tough, he gets tougher, it seems like. He was in an airplane crash, and he survived that. He'd had a heart attack. He survived that. He's had a vertebrae operation in his neck, which he has some wires in it, and he came through that. He still keeps trying. He never stops. And he always manages to come back with something to rebound himself and prove that he is the best.
To rebound oneself after a loss as great as Dancer's crown, and to come back the same year and win the Hambletonian, well, those kinds of things only happen in the movies. But Stanley Dancer was going to give it his best shot. A long shot, maybe, but still his best shot. He was going to take his shot at the Hambletonian with a filly named Duena.
She was a good 2-year-old, but certainly not a dominant filly that you would consider a possibility of her winning the Hambletonian.
At 3, however, Duena blossomed into a top trotter. After a record-smashing stakes victory at Buffalo, owner Norman Woolworth and Dancer agreed to take a shot at the Hambletonian with the fleet filly. Woolworth and Dancer both thought that Duena had a good chance in the Hambletonian, but there seemed to be a minority opinion on Hambo Day.
Well, Joe DeVee's a real nice kind of a horse. He's a big, stout horse.
Coleman Lobel is a real nice racehorse. He's a good, solid horse.
He seems to be in good shape now, and I think he's got a good shot at it.
Mr. Drew's a real nice colt. He had a good 2-year-old year last year, and we think he's just starting to come around this year.
Well, Astro Hill is a real nice colt.
I really think TV Yankee is a better horse than Speedball was.
He's an exceptionally good-looking horse and a good-bred horse. And
Coleman Lobel is real good right now. He's about as good as he can be, I think.
He started 57-2 his last start.
I'd say it's a combination of everything. Mr. Drew has an excellent gait, and he's got a lot of stamina.
I just hope that every horse has an opportunity to show his potential, and I hope the best horse wins, and I hope it's one of my 4.
The weather for the first $1 million Hambletonian seemed in a way to recount the story of Dancer's crown. Early on, the sun was shining, promising a perfect day. But mere moments before the Hambletonian was to begin, the sun was stolen away, and a heavy rain sent people scurrying for cover. As the rain began to subside, the horses for the first elimination, including favored Joie de Vie, made their way onto the track. Duena waited in the paddock, anticipating her appearance in the second elimination. The first 5 horses from each elimination would come back for a second heat. The first colt, or filly, to win 2 heats would be crowned the 1983 Hambletonian champion.
First division.
Action.
Here they come for the first division of the first heat of the Hambletonian. And they're off. Winky's Gill is right out after the early lead, and Speedy Anthony D is hustled up on the outside second. Play Action came away third toward the rail. And it's Last Quick now up with the early leaders, racing fourth. Mr. Drew is a close fifth toward the inside, and Joie de Vie is sixth. Then it's Power Seat trotting seventh. Astro Hill came away racing eighth. Super Spy is now ninth on the outside, with Speedy Claude now 10th. Then it's Brittany Bay racing 11th, and the early trailer is Coleman Lobel as they move past the quarter in 28 4/5 seconds. And now the field moves into the backstretch. It is Winky's Gill with the lead, and Speedy Anthony D is the challenger on the outside, right there second. And it's Play Action now tucked at the rail, racing third by 2. Farther back, it's Last Quick, now fourth, as Mr. Drew moves in the 5th position on the outside. And Mr. Drew's followed by Joie de Vie, and then it's Astro Hill as they continue up the backstretch. And they're past the half mile in 57-1. Winky's Gill still with the lead. On the outside, Speedy Anthony D is second by a half length, and Play Action is locked at the rail third. And then it's Mr. Drew. And now Mr. Drew goes 3 wide as they race around the far turn. Mr. Drew is followed by Joie de Vivre and Astro Hill as they move to 3/4. Winky's Gill on the rail with the lead. Here's a challenge from Mr. Drew on the outside. They're moving to the top of the stretch. Winky's Gill holds a short lead. Mr. Drew is the challenger right there second as they turn for home. They're at the top of the stretch. It's Winky's Gill fighting off the challenge from Mr. Drew. But here's a challenge from Joie de Vivre powering up on the outside. Play Action driving through at the rail. Now third. Astro Hill angles to the outside fourth. They move to the final 16th, and it's now Joie de Vivre in front by 2.5 lengths. Astro Hill, his entry mate, is closing ground on the outside. Winky's Gill is faded to third. They're coming to the wire, and Joie de Vivre holds on.
Joie de Vivre and Astro Hill provide a 1-2 finish for the Howard Beisinger stable in the first elimination. John Campbell was in the sulky behind Joie de Vivre, who won in 1:59 over the sloppy track. Betting favorite TV Yankee and Duena got the most attention as they took to the track for the second elimination. As the field turned behind the gate, the sun began peeking out from behind the clouds. Was this an omen? Was it time for Dancer and his filly to shine?
Second division.
Action.
Here they come for the second division of the first heat of the Hambletonian. And they're off. Sherwood Lobel is out fast for the lead, along with Premium Lobel, and Brookside Pride is right there third toward the rail. It's those three across the racetrack, and they're joined by the filly, Duena, who now races fourth. Desert Knight is fifth on the far outside. And TV Yankee now comes away racing in sixth as Neville Action takes to the rail seventh. Sea Shanty is moving strongly, now eighth on the far outside. And Yankee Peak is trotting ninth. Shane T. Hanover is 10th. Mike Braun Hanover racing 11th. And then a gap of 6 lengths back to Grand Rapids and Florida Sun, who broke stride. They're at the quarter in 30 seconds flat, and as they continue on the backstretch now, it's Sherwood Lobel with the lead. Brookside Pride is right there second on the inside. Premium Lobel is racing in third position, and then it's Duena now taking to the outside fourth. By the back, TV Yankee racing in fifth as the field continues midway up the backstretch. There goes Duena now. Off the rail and with a quick brush at the half mile, Duena surges to the lead. Brookside Pride is now second at the inside as Sherwood Lobel drops back racing third. Sea Shanty is on the move, but they've got Duena to catch, and she pulls clear from the field by 3 lengths as they race into the far turn. Brookside Pride is now racing in second. Premium Lobel is third toward the inside. Sea Shanty on the outside is racing in fourth. Duena in front now by 3.5 lengths as they move to 3/4, and Brookside Pride has gone on a break. Brookside Pride is on a break. Premium Lobel now moves through toward the inside, now racing in second. TV Yankee moves through in between horses, now into third, but they move to the top of the stretch, and it is Duena in front now by 4. With 1/8 of a mile to go, Duena shows the way by 4.5 lengths. Stanley Dancer is in the bike. On the outside, TV Yankee is racing second. Premium Lobel toward the rail is third. Neville Action is fourth, but it's going to be Duena this afternoon. She wins in a romp by 4.5.
Duena easily wins her elimination with the final time 1:57 3/5, an amazing clocking over the sloppy track, and far faster than the time in the other elimination. But the afternoon's work was far from over for Duena and Dancer. They still had to win a second heat. And Dancer knew that the others wouldn't let his filly have an easy time of it. But Dancer was beginning to suspect that this was to be a special afternoon for him and his trotter. There was magic in the air.
Heat 2, the Hambletonian.
Let's make some magic. Action.
Here they come for the 1983 Hambletonian, and they're off. And it's Speedy Claude out fast on the outside. And Duena comes away fast toward the rail, right there now racing second. And Neville Action joins the early leaders on the outside from third. And Joie de Vivre is now fourth toward the inside. TV Yankee came away racing in fifth. On the outside, Last Quick is now in 6th. Winky's Gill is 7th. And Astro Hill is now 8th on the outside. Premium Lobel is trotting in 9th, and Sea Shanty is 10th as they race to the quarter. Duenna now is out after the lead. Duenna in front past the quarter in 29-1. Duenna takes the field down the backstretch now, drawing off by 2.5 lengths. Speedy Claude is racing 2nd by 3/4 of a length. On the outside, Neville Action is now racing in 3rd. Joie de Vie is 4th as they continue up the backstretch. TV Yankee follows in 5th position. Winky's Gill moves through on the inside from 6th. And Last Quick is now racing in 7th. Astro Hill is 8th on the outside. Sea Shanty is 9th toward the rail. And Premium Lobel is the traitor. The quarter went at 29-1. The half goes in 58-2. And it's Duenna leading the way. And there goes Joie de Vie now on the outside. Joie de Vie and Duenna, and these two battle it out as they race around the far turn. And Duenna holds the lead by 1.5 lengths now as Joie de Vie backs off slightly, racing in 2nd. On the outside, TV Yankee now is making a big move as they race around the far turn. And Speedy Claude is now 4th toward the inside. Last Quick takes to the outside 5th. Duenna leads the way as they race past 3/4 in 1:27.3. Joie de Vie dropping back slightly toward the inside. On the outside, here comes TV Yankee to challenge for the lead. They're in the stretch. And Duenna, with Stanley Dancer in the bike, leads the way by 2 lengths. Joie de Vie is now 2nd at the inside. TV Yankee is racing in 3rd. Then it's Speedy Claude 4th. Astro Hill is 5th on the outside. And Duenna is all out to hold the lead. A host of others are closing in. Here comes the other filly. Winky's Gill on the outside. They're coming to the wire. And Duenna has won the Hambletonian. Stanley Dancer at the lines. Duenna is the winner.
It's at this point in the movies that the music builds to a crescendo. And the victorious horse returns to the praise and celebration in the winner's circle. Speed, stamina, and grace. On this Hambletonian day, Duenna had it all. On this rare Hambletonian day, life was just a little bit like the movies.
They're all. Fine Shot goes for the lead. On the outside, Fashion Hill. Along the inside, Dodd Hanover. Dodd Hanover along the inside goes to the front. Moving on the outside, Fashion Hill 2nd. Dick Daring 3rd. Keystone Spartan 4th. Fine Shot 5th, and Neville Pride 6th. They go down the backstretch. Fashion Hill on the outside in front, a half length. Dodd Hanover 2nd by 4 lengths. Moving on the outside, Neville Pride now 3rd and moving up. Dick Daring 4th. Keystone Spartan 5th. Fine Shot off stride 6th. Quarter time, 29-3. Going to the paddock turn. Moving on the outside, Neville Pride goes up to get the lead. Now leads by a little more than a length. Fashion Hill back to 2nd. Dodd Hanover 3rd. Dick Daring 4th. Keystone Spartan 5th. Fine Shot back on the trot 6th. They come by the stands the first time. That's Neville Pride leading by a length. Fashion Hill 2nd. Dodd Hanover 3rd. Dick Daring 4th. Keystone Spartan 5th. And Fine Shot 6th. Halftime, 101 and 2. Into the clubhouse turn. Neverly Pride leads by a length and a half. Fashion Hill second. Dod Hanover third. Dick Daring fourth. Keystone Spartan fifth. And Fine Shot sixth. Down the backstretch. Neverly Pride maintains an advantage of a length. Fashion Hill second by a length and a half. Dod Hanover third. Dick Daring fourth. Keystone Spartan fifth. And Fine Shot sixth. Along the backstretch, Neverly Pride in front. Dod Hanover on the outside now second. Fashion Hill back to third. Dick Daring fourth. Keystone Spartan fifth. 3/4, 134 flat. Going to the paddock turn, that's Neverly Pride leading by a length and a half. Dod Hanover on the outside now second. Fashion Hill third. Along the inside, Keystone Spartan fourth. In the stretch for the finish, Neverly Pride in front. Dod Hanover second. That's Neverly Pride in front.
Circuit waves in a summer breeze at DeCoin, Illinois. And in this section of the land, it means only one thing. The American trotting horse at its very best in the glamorous, prestigious Hambletonian state. 1968 is the year of a super horse, Neverly Pride.
Harness racing's 9 fastest 3-year-old trotters move in behind the starting gate for the first heat of the Hambletonian. Here they come. Aroff and trotting Dart Hanover is first away. Neverly Pride from the outside, driving hard for the lead, and Snow Speed off stride at the start. Neverly Pride from ninth post position roars to the front and opens a quick 3 lengths around the first turn. In second is Dart Hanover. Keystone Spartan is third. Carolyn Sue trotting in fourth, and Master Yankee fifth. Keystone Starlet is sixth. Coleman seventh. Larengo Hanover eighth. And Snow Speed trailing after that early miscue. As they move over to the quarter-mile mark, Stanley Dancer takes Neverly Pride to a 4-length lead in 29 1/5 seconds. It's Neverly Pride out in front, turning into the backstretch by 3.5 lengths. In second, Dart Hanover, a length and a half. Keystone Spartan third by 3 lengths. Trotting fourth is Carolyn Sue down the backstretch. Master Yankee is fifth. Keystone Starlet sixth. Larengo Hanover begins to move up from seventh. Coleman is eighth, and Snow Speed trails the field. That's Neverly Pride, 2.5 lengths in front, moving down the mid-backstretch. In second, Dart Hanover, a length and a half. Keystone Spartan is third. Racing up fourth on the outside at the half-mile mark is Larengo Hanover, and Carolyn Sue is now fifth. Master Yankee sixth. Keystone Starlet is seventh. Around the far turn, Neverly Pride, 2 lengths in front. Dart Hanover is strong second by a length and 3/4. Keystone Spartan is third, a length, and Larengo Hanover is now fourth. In fifth is Carolyn Sue. Coleman sixth on the outside moving up, but it's Neverly Pride by 3 now as they move over to the 3/4 mile mark. Neverly Pride past the 3/4 in 1:31 4/5, and he turns for home 4 lengths in front. Neverly Pride leads the field in the Hambletonian first heat into the stretch. Neverly Pride by 3. Dart Hanover second. Keystone Spartan coming on. They're in the final 1/8 of a mile, and the leader is Neverly Pride by 4. Stanley Dancer looks back. Neverly Pride looks forward, draws away by 5 lengths, and wins the first heat of the Hambletonian by 4 lengths. Eased up for Stan Dancer in 1:59 3/5. Neverly Pride down along the rail, and his 8 rivals stand out next to him. And here they come. Aroff and trotting, Neverly Pride on the inside takes the lead. Snow Speed out fast, Keystone Spartan, Keystone Starlet, and from the outside, Carolyn Sue. Around that first turn, Neverly Pride 2 lengths in front. Keystone Spartan second. Carolyn Sue driving up on the outside from ninth post, now moves into second. Keystone Spartan is third, and Snow Speed is off stride once again. Moving over to the quarter-mile mark, Neverly Pride with a 2-length lead. Carolyn Sue second, they're past the quarter in 28 1/5 seconds. Onto the backstretch, Neverly Pride leads a length and a quarter. In second, Carolyn Sue by 2 lengths, and in third, Keystone Spartan. Dart Hanover trotting fourth, Larengo Hanover is fifth. Keystone Starlet racing sixth down the backstretch. Master Yankee is seventh. Coleman is trotting eighth, and Snow Speed trails. They're moving to the half-mile mark with Neverly Pride out in front by 2.5 lengths. Carolyn Sue is second by 2 lengths. In third is Keystone Spartan. Past the half-mile mark in 1 minute flat, Neville Pride, trotting easily, leads the way by 3 lengths. Carolyn Sue is second by 3, and Keystone Spartan third. Dart Hanover fourth, Larengo Hanover is fifth. Keystone Style at 6th, Master Yankee 7th, Coleman is 8th, and Snowspeed 9th, and Neville Pride pours it on. He's now in front by 4 lengths and widening out without effort. It is Neville Pride leading now by 5.5 lengths around the turn to the 3/4 mile mark. Neville Pride past the 3/4 in 1:30 and 4/5. Here comes Keystone Spartan, moves up now past the tiring Carolyn Sue. It is Neville Pride at the head of the stretch. He's in front by 7 lengths. Keystone Spartan is second. Racing in third is Dart Hanover, and Larengo Hanover is fourth. In the final 1/8 of a mile, Neville Pride is drawing away. He has opened 7 lengths on the field. Neville Pride coming to the wire, cruising by 5.5 lengths. Keystone Spartan second, Dart Hanover third, Larengo Hanover fourth, Master Yankee fifth, a mile in 1:59 and 2/5.
And Neville Pride's straight heat Hambletonian victory was so devastating that he never...
We're here at Lexington's Red Mile for the 1968 Kentucky Futurity, the 76th renewal of this historic event, and 7 of the top 3-year-old trotters in world trotting in behind the starting gate, with Neville Pride attempting to become the 4th Triple Crown winner in the sport. Here they come. They're off and trotting, driving out fast is Neville Pride. Keystone Spartan also out fast, and Larengo Hanover and Dart Hanover as they head into the first turn. After a 1/4 mile, it is Neville Pride rolling in high for Stan Dancer, 28 and 4 for the first 1/4 as they head down the backstretch, with Keystone Spartan second for Del Miller, Larengo Hanover third for Billy Horton, and Dart Hanover is racing fourth for Sanders Russell. Heading to the half-mile mark, Neville Pride is rolling away. He's opened 4 quick lengths. Third is Larengo Hanover, then Dart Hanover, Ole Hanover, Master Yankee as they go to the far turn at the Red Mile. It's Neville Pride attempting to win his 19th race of the year, his 18th race of the year, as they go to the far turn. Leading the way, it's Neville Pride. He's opened 3 now. Keystone Spartan is still second going around that turn. And racing in third is Snowspeed, followed by Dart Hanover and Larengo Hanover. Neville Pride widens out for Stan Dancer. The half was in 58 seconds, and they reached the 3/4 with Dancer in total command, and at that station, it's 1:27 and 3/5. Turning for home, Neville Pride headed for victory here in the first heat of the Kentucky Futurity. He has a 4-length lead on Keystone Spartan, but now Snowspeed has moved up on the outside. Keystone Spartan tiring down along the rail. Larengo Hanover coming on with Dart Hanover. It is Neville Pride in majestic solitude through the stretch. He is 6 lengths in front, and Keystone Spartans off stride. It's Neville Pride going to win the first heat off by himself. Snowspeed is second, Larengo Hanover is third, and Dart Hanover fourth. Here we're ready for the second heat of this 1968 Kentucky Futurity, the 76th renewal of the event, and Neville Pride is now just 1 heat away from becoming the 4th Triple Crown winner in harness racing history. Here's the start after his crushing open-length victory in the first heat. At the 1/4 mile mark, Neville Pride leads the way. Snowspeed is right there in second, and Larengo Hanover and Dart Hanover are battling for third and fourth, with Ole Hanover and Master Yankee and Keystone Spartan. Down that backstretch they go, and leading the way, it's Neville Pride. This time, Snowspeed is snug in second, racing in third, Larengo Hanover, and then Dart Hanover trotting in fourth. Ole Hanover, Master Yankee, and Keystone Spartan as they approach the half-mile mark. That first 1/4, 29, 1/5 slower than the first heat, first 1/4, and they move into the half-mile mark with Neville Pride in command and Snowspeed right there for Ralph Baldwin. The half in 58 and 4/5 seconds, and Dancer rating Neville Pride with a 1-length lead over Snowspeed. Larengo Hanover is third as they go to the far turn here at the Red Mile, and Dart Hanover is fourth. Then Ole Hanover for Jim Hackett, Master Yankee for Jimmy Laurent, and Keystone Spartan with Del Miller. Around the far turn at the Red Mile, it's still Neville Pride, and it is still Snowspeed close in pursuit right there as they turn for home. 3/4 of a mile in 1:28 3/5. Neville Pride, the leader, into the stretch. Snow Speed is very close behind and in striking distance. Then Larengo Hanover and Dart Hanover, and Ole Hanover follows with Master Yankee and Keystone Spartan. Through the lane they come, and now Neville Pride widens out as they come through the historic stretch here at the Red Mile. It's Neville Pride drawing away for Stan Dancer. Snow Speed is second, Larengo Hanover is third, and Neville Pride has won the 76th renewal of the Kentucky Futurity, and in identical time to his first heat, 1:57. These miles are the 12th and 13th sub-2-minute miles for Neville Pride, breaking Senator Frost's all-time record of sub-2-minute miles of 11. And it's a great day here for owners Lou Resnick and Neville Akers, as Neville Pride becomes the 4th Triple Crown winner, joining Scott Frost, who won in 55, Speedy Scott in 63, and Ayers in 1964. It raises his earnings to $616,087, his 44th and 45th wins in 49 career starts, and 19 victories in 20 starts here in 1968. Neville Pride, winner of trotting's Triple Crown for Stan Dancer.
Field of 6 now, lined up behind the gate for the 1970 Yonkers Cane Futurity 3-year-old pace purse of $102,770. From the rail out, Columbia George, Trulock, then it's Hanover Rainbow, Most Happy Fella, John Hanover and Chic. They are ready for the start of the 1970 Cane Futurity, and Trulock has made an early break. Trulock is off stride before the start, and here is the start of the 1970 Cane Futurity. They're off and pacing between horses. Most Happy Fella going out for Stanley Dancer. Chic on the outside. Columbia George now fires up at the rail and takes over. 3 of them battling out early. Hanover Rainbow has come away fourth. 2.5, 3 back, John Hanover, and far back it is Trulock after that early break. And now from the outside as they move on to the backstretch for the first time, Chic takes over. Columbia George back to second. Opening quarter, 28 4. They continue up the backstretch, and Chic has cleared. Columbia George second. Here comes Stanley Dancer rolling up with Most Happy Fella now. Gap of 2 lanes, Hanover Rainbow, and then it's a gap of 5. John Hanover, far back it is Trulock, and they are moving now down to the stretch for the first time, and Most Happy Fella has taken command. Back to second, Chic, and Columbia George is once again on the move third. They move into the stretch. It's Most Happy Fella for Stanley Dancer. On the outside, Columbia George now looks to retake. Chic is at the rail third. Hanover Rainbow getting into it fourth. The half in 58 4. And they move for the far turn. And now leading it, Columbia George by 2 lanes. Most Happy Fella at the rail second. Hanover Rainbow, the outside, racing third. Chic is on the inside. Length and a half back, John Hanover. And still trailing, it is Trulock. They move on to the backstretch for the final time. In control by a length and a half to Columbia George. Hanover Rainbow, the outside, at the rail, Most Happy Fella, and followed there by Chic. Then a gap of 2, John Hanover, and far back it is Trulock, 3/4 in 1:28 4. They are on a record pace, and leading at Columbia George. Hanover Rainbow, the outside. Most Happy Fella will need racing room. Length and a half back. In racing in fourth, it is Chic who looks to close in once again. Top of the stretch, they turn for home, and Columbia George will be tested now. Swinging to the outside, Most Happy Fella closing in for Stanley Dancer. He's the strong horse. At the rail, Chic is coming back. Most Happy Fella, Chic, Columbia George. Most Happy Fella wins the 1970 Cane Futurity.
Ladies and gentlemen, the field of 3-year-old pacers in behind the starting gate for the 25th racing of the Little Brown Jug. Here they come. Sports Classic 3-year-olds in behind that starting gate. Outside, Leander Lobel down along the rail, and Keystone Pat is third. Most Happy Fella drives for that lead. Leander Lobel on the inside, Shriek third at the rail. Keystone Pat is fourth. Barrick Hanover fifth. Steady Star is sixth, and Columbia George is seventh as they go to the quarter-mile mark. That's Most Happy Fella leading the way by a length and a half. Keystone Pat rides up on the outside. Leander Lobel is third, and they move past the quarter-mile mark with Keystone Pat reaching that station in 28 2/5 seconds. Keystone Pat in front of length. Racing in second, Most Happy Fella. Out and driving now. Coming back for the lead with Leander Lobel moving right along on the outside. Shriek is fourth. Down along the rail, Ferric Hanover fifth. Steady Star is sixth. Most Happy Fella leading Leander Lobel as they come to the stretch for the first time. It's Most Happy Fella, Leander Lobel on the outside. Keystone Pat third. Shriek now moves up at the half-mile mark. And also on the move is Ferric Hanover in fifth. Steady Star sixth. Columbia George seventh on the outside. Axel Hanover is eighth. Kentucky ninth. Racetime Boy is 10th and Judge is 11th. Most Happy Fella moves to the backstretch. The half was in 58 seconds. 3/8 to go, and Most Happy Fella leads 3/4 of a length. On the outside, Leander Lobel is second by 3/4. Down along the rail, Keystone Pat is third. Shriek is fourth. Driving up now, Columbia George. Moving right with him is Ferric Hanover. In the final quarter, after 3/4 in 1:26 and 4/5. Most Happy Fella leads the way. Closing on the outside, Ferric Hanover. Columbia George moves with him. They turn for home, and at the head of the stretch, Most Happy Fella by 2.5 lengths. Ferric Hanover is second. Columbia George on the outside. Keystone Pat down at the rail. It is Most Happy Fella showing the way in the first heat of the jug. Most Happy Fella by 2 3/4 lengths. 57 1/5 seconds.
The 1970 Delaware Classic might well have been billed as one of the races of the century. As it turned out, it may very well go down in history as just that anyway. Post parade for the second heat of the Little Brown Jug.
Field in behind the starting gate for the second heat of the Little Brown Jug. Most Happy Fella, by virtue of his victory in the first heat, has the rail. Here they come. They're off and pacing, driving out for that lead, Ferric Hanover. On the outside, Leander Lobel, and down along the inside, Most Happy Fella. Most Happy Fella takes the lead. Ferric Hanover second. Columbia George drops in third. Axel Hanover is fourth. Leander Lobel is fifth. To the backstretch with Most Happy Fella showing the way. Ferric Hanover is second. Driver Dancer looks back to see who his challenger is, and it's Leander Lobel moving up on the outside. Leander Lobel drives for and gets the lead as they go to the quarter, reaching that station in 28 1/5 seconds. Leander Lobel in front. Most Happy Fella second. Columbia George driving up on the outside, now second, and Most Happy Fella is third. Ferric Hanover fourth. Axel Hanover fifth. Steady Star is sixth as they come to the stretch. Keystone Pat is seventh. Leading the way now, it's Columbia George, a neck in front. Coming to the half, Leander Lobel is second. Most Happy Fella third. Ferric Hanover is fourth. Columbia George shows the way past the half-mile mark in 57 2/5 seconds. Leander Lobel is second. Most Happy Fella third. Ferric Hanover fourth. Axel Hanover is fifth. Steady Star is sixth. Keystone Pat seventh. Racing in eighth is Racetime Boy. Then in ninth, Kentucky, and Judge is 10th. Going to the backstretch, Columbia George leads, and now Leander Lobel drives out. Most Happy Fella is third as they go to the 3/4. Leading the way down the backstretch, Columbia George with Leander Lobel on the outside second. Racing third on the inside, Axel Hanover. Most Happy Fella is fourth, 3/4 in 1:28. Around the turn, leading the way, Columbia George, but here comes Most Happy Fella. Up on the outside, Leander Lobel third at the rail. Ferric Hanover is fourth as they turn for home. Axel Hanover fifth. Columbia George on the inside, Most Happy Fella, and Leander Lobel. Columbia George with Most Happy Fella coming at him. Columbia George holding on. 7-3 after that first mile in 1:57 1. Reel in behind the gate for the third and decisive heat of the Little Brown Jug. Here they come. A rough and pacing, driving out fast on the inside, Columbia George, Ferric Hanover, Most Happy Fella, and Leander Lobel with Steady Star fifth, Keystone Pat sixth, and Kentucky seventh. Going to the backstretch, Columbia George in front a length. Most Happy Fella second, and once again, Leander Lobel drives up on the outside. Racing with the lead, Columbia George, Leander Lobel right there second on the outside, and Most Happy Fella is third. In fourth as they go to the quarter is Ferric Hanover. First quarter in 28 3, Leander Lobel in front on the outside. Columbia George second along the rail, moves back in front now by a half a length. Leander Lobel is second, Most Happy Fella third at the rail. Ferric Hanover is fourth. Steady Star is fifth. Keystone Pat sixth, and Kentucky. Into the stretch, coming to the half. Columbia George has the lead. Leander Lobel moves up on the outside in second, and down along the inside, Most Happy Fella is third. Past the half in 57 and 4/5 seconds. The leader, Columbia George, on the outside in second is Leander Lobel, and down there along the rail, Most Happy Fella third. Ferry Hanover fourth, Steady Star is fifth. 3/8 to go, leading the way, Columbia George. Right there second on the outside is Leander Lobel, and Most Happy Fella third down along the rail. As they go to the 3/4 mile mark, it is Columbia George with the lead. Leander Lobel second, Most Happy Fella third, 1:28 to the 3/4. And here comes Kentucky ranging up on the outside, now fourth. Around the final turn, Columbia George the leader. Most Happy Fella clear and driving. It's Columbia George, Most Happy Fella. Down along the inside, Ferric Hanover is third, and Steady Star fourth. Columbia George on the inside, Most Happy Fella on the outside. Most Happy Fella coming on. It's Most Happy Fella giving up and winning the Little Brown Jug over Columbia George, and the mile in 1:57 and 3/5.
And never before in the whole wide world have harness racing fans seen three such heats.
Field of 6 3-year-old pacers now lined up behind the gate for the 1970 Messenger Stakes, the third and final jewel in the Triple Crown for pacers. From the rail out, Leander Lobel, Hanover Rainbow, Trulock, Columbia George, Ferric Hanover, and Most Happy Fella, who looks to win the Triple Crown for 1970 with this Messenger Stakes victory. And they're off and pacing. From the outside, Most Happy Fella going for the top. Leander Lobel right there at the rail. Hanover Rainbow drives up. Then we come back to Trulock. Settling in at the rail, Columbia George. And trailing early, it's Ferric Hanover in the field of 6. They move on the clubhouse turn for the first time, straighten out onto the backstretch. On the inside, Leander Lobel leads it half a length. Hanover Rainbow puts the pressure on from the outside. Racing third, 2 lanes back, it is Trulock, Columbia George fourth. Most Happy Fella parked out early in fifth, and at the rail, Ferric Hanover. They went a quarter mile in 28 and 4. They continue up the backstretch and head for the far turn. And still, Leander Lobel holding off the challenge. Up Columbia George getting into it, followed by Ferric Hanover, and Most Happy Fella still at the back of the pack. They are on the turn and now moving into the stretch for the first time. On the inside with the lead, Leander Lobel up 3 wide. Here comes Trulock, and between horses, Hanover Rainbow, a battle as they move into the stretch for the first time, and still Leander Lobel by a length. 3 wide. Here comes Trulock between horses, Hanover Rainbow, and Columbia George racing in the center of the racetrack. Now comes on Ferric. Half-mile time, 58 and 4. They head for the clubhouse turn for the final time. Now with the lead, Trulock at the rail, the outside. Columbia George is driving up. Leander Lobel is third. Hanover Rainbow, the outside. Still at the back of the pack as they move on to the backstretch for the final time. With the lead, Trulock, 3 parts of a length. Columbia George on the outside, a challenge. Third at the rail, Leander Lobel. Now getting into it fourth, Ferric Hanover, followed by Most Happy Fella. He's gearing up. At the back now is Hanover Rainbow. They head for the final turn, 3/4 in 1:29 and 1. And with the lead on the inside, Trulock, Columbia George hanging tough on the outside. Leander Lobel is at the rail. Second over, racing in fourth there. It's Ferric Hanover, followed by Most Happy Fella. He's still 3.5 off the lead. Far back, Hanover Rainbow. They hit the top of the stretch for the final time in the 1970 Messenger Stakes. And Trulock will look to take it all the way here. On the outside, Columbia George, Leander Lobel, Ferric Hanover, far outside. Most Happy Fella with a lot of ground to make up, but he's kicking in gear now. It's Trulock. Here comes Most Happy Fella. Columbia George battling back between horses. Most Happy Fella, Trulock on the inside. Most Happy Fella will win the 1970 Messenger Stakes and capture the Triple Crown for pacers.
They're off, flush off stride, trailing the field, now back trotting. Delmonica Hanover goes forward. The lead, Song Can between horses second. Super Bowl 3 wide third. Spartan Hanover fourth. Far back to flush trotting fifth. Spartan Hanover off stride. As they move along the backstretch, Song Can moves between horses to get the lead by a length. Super Bowl on the outside, second. Delmonica Hanover along the rail, third by 6 lengths. Spartan Hanover fourth, and Flush is fifth. They move along the backstretch with Delmonica Hanover third, Spartan Hanover trotting fourth, Flush trotting fifth. By the quarter, 29 2/5. On the paddock turn, Super Bowl has the lead by a length and a quarter. Song Can second. Delmonica Hanover third by 3 lengths. Spartan Hanover fourth by 4 lengths. Flush fifth. They come by the stands the first time with Super Bowl in command by a length and a half. Song Can second by a length and a half. Delmonica Hanover third. Spartan Hanover fourth. Flush fifth. By the half, 101 flat into the clubhouse turn. Super Bowl has the lead by a length. Song Can second, Delmonica Hanover third, Spartan Hanover fourth, Flush fifth. They move around the turn with Super Bowl on top by a length. Song Can moves to the outside, second, Delmonica Hanover third, Spartan Hanover on the outside, fourth by 3 lengths to Flush fifth. Down the backstretch, Super Bowl on the inside, leads by a half length. Song Can on the outside, second, Delmonica Hanover along the rail third. Spartan Hanover on the outside, fourth by 3 lengths to Flush fifth. 3/4, 132 4/5. On the paddock turn, Super Bowl on the inside, leads 3/4 of a length. Spartan Hanover on the outside, Song Can on the outside, second, Delmonica Hanover along the rail third. Spartan Hanover fourth, Flush fifth. In the stretch for the finish, Super Bowl has the lead by a length and a half. Delmonica Hanover down the middle of the track second. Super Bowl in front.
The first heat of the $119,000 Hambletonian was up for decision, and it was Super Bowl and Stanley Dancer against the field.
Here they come. They're off and trotting. Delmonica Hanover is out fast with Stars Chip, Super Bowl, and Spartan Hanover on the outside. Around the first turn, Delmonica Hanover on the inside has the lead. Stars Chip right there in second. Super Bowl powering up in third. Down along the rail, the black streak is fourth. Spartan Hanover drops in fifth. Flush is sixth, and Axie Star trailing far back. Moving over to the quarter-mile mark, Stars Chip up now for the lead by half a length. Delmonica Hanover is second along the rail. They reach the quarter in 28 4/5 seconds. And here comes Super Bowl. Up on the outside, the powerful trotter charging to the front for Stanley Dancer. It is Super Bowl taking the lead onto the backstretch. He now leads his stablemate Stars Chip by a length and a half. 2 lengths back in third, Delmonica Hanover. Another length and a half finds the black streak in fourth. Spartan Hanover is fifth, Flush sixth, and far back, Axie Star trails. Going to the half-mile mark, Super Bowl leads the way. He's there by a length and a half, at the half in 59 seconds flat. Super Bowl, the leader, Stars Chip close up in second, and here comes Delmonica Hanover. The filly champion drives from third and is coming on after Super Bowl. It is Super Bowl a length and a half. On the outside, Delmonica Hanover gaining ground. Stars Chip third down along the rail. Spartan Hanover makes his move up on the outside in fourth. The black streak is fifth, Flush sixth, and Axie Star. As they come to the 3/4 mile mark, it's Super Bowl, reaching that station in 1:29, and Delmonica Hanover is right alongside. Super Bowl and Delmonica Hanover, Dancer has not yet gone to the whip. Super Bowl leads the way by a length. Delmonica Hanover second. Up on the outside comes Spartan Hanover. In the stretch and in the final 1/8 of a mile, Super Bowl is drawing away. It's Super Bowl opening 4 lengths on Delmonica Hanover down to the lane. Super Bowl cruising to the wire. And Super Bowl has won the first heat of the Hambletonian in 1:57 2/5. In behind the starting gate for the second heat of the Hambletonian. And here they come. They're off and trotting. Super Bowl out fast, Delmonica Hanover and Spartan Hanover on the outside. Stars Chip is fourth, the black streak fifth on the inside. Flush is sixth, and Axie Star trailing once again. Around that first turn, Super Bowl in front by a length. Delmonica Hanover close up second. In third, Spartan Hanover. And 3 of the greatest drivers in the sport, Stan Dancer, Delvin Miller, and Billy Houghton. 1, 2, 3 as they go to the quarter. And Houghton, not waiting, comes out with Spartan Hanover and is driving up to challenge Super Bowl for the lead at the quarter in 29 2/5 seconds. It is Super Bowl 3/4 of a length. Spartan Hanover is second. Delmonica Hanover holds the rail in third. They've opened 4 lengths on the black streak. And Delmonica Hanover moves up along the rail, a closer second, as Super Bowl eases off slightly, going down the backstretch. And Delmonica moves up a very tight second for Del Miller. In third is Spartan Hanover, the Black Streak fourth, and there goes Flush out of fifth and roaring up on the outside. Flush, trotting furiously, is third, now moves to second. They get to the half in 59 seconds, and Flush comes on for Glenn Garnsey, up alongside Super Bowl, but Super Bowl responding to Stan Dancer's urging, widens out again and now leads by a length and a half. Flush drops in second as they come to the 3/4 mile mark. Delmonica Hanover is third, Spartan Hanover is fourth. The Black Streak is fifth, Stars Chip sixth, and Axie Star far behind. Under the 3/4 comes Super Bowl. Here comes Delmonica Hanover up on the outside again. 3/4 in 1:28 flat. And it's Super Bowl leading away as Delmonica Hanover charges up at him. Stanley Dancer waves his whip, and Super Bowl responds. Into the stretch, Super Bowl, trotting strongly, leads the way by 2. Racing in second, Delmonica Hanover, Flush is third, and Super Bowl is roaring away. In the final 1/8 of a mile, Super Bowl roaring away from Delmonica Hanover and winning the Hambletonian. And it is Super Bowl home in 1:56 2/5, a new Hambletonian and world record.
Although the purse for this renewal of the historic futurity was $56,210, only 3 hardy 3-year-olds, Spartan Hanover, Quick Work, and the Black Streak were on hand to challenge Super Bowl and Song Can. In the first heat, Super Bowl takes command early and boldly leads the way. Stanley Dancer has said all along that his colt is clear to the best, and he's out to prove it today. George Schulte, like Dancer, one of the finest drivers in the sport, drops Song Can in behind Super Bowl. On the backstretch, first Quick Work and then Spartan Hanover move up to challenge. But at the half-mile mark, it's Super Bowl comfortably in front. With a 1/4 mile to go, it is still Super Bowl trotting powerfully with Spartan Hanover outside and Song Can still snug in behind, saving ground for Schulte along the rail, waiting to make his move. Then, as Song Can drives from second position in the final 1/8 of a mile for his stretch charge, trouble strikes. The colt responds eagerly and anxiously to Schulte's guidance, comes out too sharply, and clips the tire on the right wheel of Super Bowl sulky. The tire blows out, and Dancer goes to the whip to urge Super Bowl, now dragging an off-balance sulky, to hold off the fast-closing Song Can, charging up furiously on the outside. It is close, but it's Super Bowl in 2 minutes flat. The Kentucky Futurity, like the Hambletonian, requires the victor to win 2 heats. Super Bowl now stands just 1 mile away from the Triple Crown and complete vindication over his 7-time conqueror and constant tormentor. He trots readily into battle. Super Bowl leaves fast, and Song Can is unable to get to the front. Rather than race parked on the outside, Schulte wrestles the rank Song Can back into second along the rail behind Super Bowl. But Schulte's horse is fired up and fighting mad, and he wants out as the horses enter the backstretch, and Spartan Hanover moves up on the outside. Following Spartan and battling Schulte for his head, Song Can again moves too close to Super Bowl sulky wheel, and for the second time, Dancer said later the odds of it happening twice were 1,000,000 to 1, Song Can clips Dancer's tire. And here's how it looked to the drivers in the race. This time, Dancer is in far more serious trouble. He still has 3/4 of a mile to go with Super Bowl, and his champion will have to trot that distance, pulling the extra drag of 1 flat tire. Dancer has to gamble. Supremely confident, he sends Super Bowl charging to the front once again. Dancer knows he's in trouble. To compensate for the added drag and to prevent the tire from coming off the rim and wrapping around the axle, which will spell certain defeat, Dancer moves as far to the left as he can, scooting over from the sulky seat to the arch of the bike, taking weight off the right wheel and tire. And that is how he finishes the mile, sitting precariously off balance as his champion trots every step of the way without hesitation or miscue. Dancer sweats it out. And Super Bowl trots an amazing mile in 1 minute 59 seconds, flat tire and all. This time there is no doubt, and the victory is complete.